Yeah, I have a new chair to show you guys. It's our model FR3805YL in our yellow color. And we already have the box open, so I'm going to go ahead and start bringing out the items. And when you open it right away, everything's pretty well packaged. I'm going to take everything out. So I have all the parts for this chair laid out. You have the bottom cushion, your backrest, your two arms, brackets, your pump bracket, your feet, the footrest, the hydraulic pump, and some hardware and your base. You want to start off by grabbing your hydraulic pump out of the packaging and the base out of packaging, and you want to put these two together. This naturally sits on top, and you would bolt it from underneath. The bolts are actually already pre-installed, so you just have to take the Allen key that we give you and take one out each at a time so that you can put them on from underneath. The pump upside down and the base underneath the pump, and I'm getting all the screws that were pre-installed, and I'm actually installing them from underneath so that I can tighten the hydraulic pump to the base. And you just want to make sure that it's tight with the Allen keys that we provide. Tighten that all the way. And when you tighten these, make sure you tighten these in a cross formation. You don't want to go in a circle. You want to make sure you do one across from the other, across from the other, and so on and so forth. Now that the base is attached to the hydraulic pump, you want to grab your foot pedal and the smaller Allen key that's provided in the hardware bag. You want to grab your foot pedal and make sure that the angle's going down. And when you install the pedal, you can either do it two ways, the right way and the wrong way. If you put it in through this side where there's no hydraulic pump, it's not going to work. You actually need to make sure the foot pedal is pointing down and coming out through this side where there's more mass on the pump. So you want to loosen the bolts right here on the side with the smaller Allen key on each side. And you notice on the foot pedal there's these grooves that actually align with these Allen key bolts. So you want to slide that in and make sure it's to the side where the pump is sticking out, not through here. And once you have that aligned, you tighten with the Allen key. And you hand tighten first on each side. Then once it's hand tight on each side, you want to give it a more tight fit. And now you're ready for the next step. So to attach this bracket onto the bottom cushion, when you look at the bracket, it actually has an opening, and from the top view, it looks like a C. The opening of the C has to be facing these two bolts. So when you set the bracket, make sure the opening is facing these two bolts. You want to grab these four bolts and actually attach them right here. And you want to tighten these with the 12mm that we provide you. So I have one of the arms right here, and you can tell which side is the front and the back. These are the back. This is where the back bracket connects, so this has to be the front. And to attach the armrests to the bottom cushion, you have to remove these two bolts. Most of the time they'll just be pretty loose, and if they're not, you want to use your tool. To get started on attaching the arms to the bottom cushion, to determine the front, these two bolts are for the footrest, so you know that this rounded part is the front, this is the back. And the best way I've attached the arms is to actually lay the arm on its side. This is the back where these two bolts are, this is the front where it's empty. We're actually going to line the holes up together, and from up here I can see if they're aligned or not. And once they're aligned, I can actually run the bolt through. And I can do that for each side. So once you have the arms and the bolts run through, you don't want to tighten the bolts all the way through because you do want a little bit of wiggle room when you put on the backrest. And when you line up the arms to the bottom cushion, if you don't see the hole, you can go ahead and kind of make the spacing with your finger or a little pen so you can line up the holes in the brackets and run the bolt through easily. Now that we have the arms slightly on, you can see some wiggle room. On the side of the arms, there's two bolts. You actually want to remove those all the way because we're going to be using this to install some brackets pretty soon. The backrest, here's the front, here's the back. There's two bolts on this side, two bolts on this side that come pre-installed. You want to also remove those completely for the next step where we'll be using these brackets. So once I have these all the way off, we have these brackets to work with. And when you look at the bracket carefully, you'll see that one side is longer than the other for both brackets. The long side actually goes against the arm, and the short side of the bracket actually goes against the backrest. So we're actually going to install these side brackets first, just by lining them up and hand tightening for now. Now that you have the brackets attached onto the arms, you want to grab your backrest and actually line up the hole in the brackets with the holes on the backrest. And to do that, you just want to grab one bolt real quick, and you want to kind of just press with your leg and line them up. And you want to do that for every side. So after you have the backrest on and the bottom cushion in the arms, you're pretty much just left with the base and the footrest. The footrest is pretty easy. You have two more bolts left in your bag of hardware. They actually line up right here. And to go ahead and install that, you want to come around here, and you just want to hand tighten for now. And now you're ready to install the footrest. So you have your footrest underneath. You actually have two bolts already pre-installed. So you want to take both of those out, and you actually want to line it up with your footrest down here, and you want to switch those screws, and you want to tighten those as much as you can. Now we're towards the end. You already put the footrest, the foot pedal on, everything's tight. You have these feet. The feet actually attach down here, so you actually want to screw those in. There's also a locking nut on there used to lock at the specific height you want. So when you get those tightened down, you're pretty much ready to sit the chair on top of the pump and start business. So now that I have these in, I'm going to grab the pump and make sure that the pump aligns with this bracket. So I have my top part, my bottom part, and we're actually going to get this bracket and make sure that the opening on this C section aligns with this pin right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the chair. And it looks like the chair is now ready for business. Now that the chair is sitting on top properly, you can go ahead and test the chair out. If the chair is hard to spin, it's because it's a brand new pump. You do need to break it in. We do recommend stepping down slightly on the foot pedals, and the chair will spin more freely. This will go away within about 2 to 3 months. To raise the chair, you do small pumps. And if it doesn't pump immediately, keep pumping. You do need to circulate the oil in the hydraulic pump before it starts to lift the chair. Here's the chair at max height. It spins 360 degrees. And to lock the chair from spinning, you need to pull up on the lever, and the chair will stop spinning. To release the lever, you press down and hold, and the chair will come down slightly on its own.